your legs. So we're going to be standing up. Now, what I want you to try and do is you want to stay as high on the balls of the feet as possible. Another name for this is simply a toe squat. And then you're going to come all the way down to as long as you can. So we're working on opening up through our knees, our toes, our feet, and then we're coming all the way back up. Now, I just want you to run through 10 slow reps, trying to stay as high as you can, and really make the feet, the muscles in the bottom of the feet, start to have to work to keep you elevated. And if that becomes really easy for you, then transition to holding as much weight on one leg as you can, and then just bring the other foot down as you come down to the bottom. That's it. And then change, you might load up the other leg, all the way down, and then land. Good. Try and go the feet nice and close, staying on those toes, right up on the balls of the feet. If you're a bit tight, you might be a bit tight with the hips, the knees. Stay in that bottom position for a second, and then come all the way back up. I want you to do 4 more of those, nice and slow. That's it. Nice and slow, nice and slow, nice and slow. Try and keep that body nice and tall and the back upright. Good, Leah. Awesome. Then back up. Nice. Who feels that little bit of heat through their lower body now? Awesome. And then all we're going to do is be sitting down on our butts, feet or knees hip width apart. Throw the hands behind the body to start with, and we're just windscreen wiping the knees from side to side. Good. As that feels easy, you might just get rid of the hands. That's it. And then side to side. One side might be a bit tighter than the other. For today's sake, it's a warm-up. Getting moving. Don't worry too much about how awesome. Do it. Do it to feel good. Not already in there. Yeah. Oh. If you guys just want to mute your screen for me. Sit across back. Nice. Then what I want you to do, if you can, if you're on a hard floor, it might be a bit tricky, but try to sit on your knees. So sit on your, I'll cut back a bit so you can see me, and this is simply just going to start to open up through the foot bit, literally just sitting down like this, okay? Now we're going to work on our shoulders. So arms out to the side, elbows in line with the shoulder, and then we're going to bring our hands as far back as you can, and then same thing all the way down. So we're rotating at the shoulder. Do it nice and slow, and try and take the hands or the arms to as far to that end point as possible. Now, notice if you start to switch on at your tracks or at your neck. Try and take your shoulders away from your ears. So we're not tensing up the top here. We're literally just moving and rotating at that shoulder joint. So back, forward, back, forward. Good. Start to feel a bit of heat through those areas. Don't look away or don't move away from tension. We want to look towards tension to start with. Back and forth, couple more. Nice, shake it out a little bit. Roll the head around. Then what you're going to do, you're going to place the hands on the temples so that the elbows are in line with the shoulders. Take a big deep breath in. On the exhale, rotate. So we're twisting, and then as you find that end point of the twist, and bring that elbow towards the ground, so we go into a little bit of a side bend. So we're up, we breath in, twist all the way around, and then down towards the ground. So you're opening up all through that thoracic or trunk area. Big deep breath in. If that's getting too uncomfortable, you sitting on your feet or your legs, just change positions. You might sit cross-legged or legs out in front. Your breath with the movement today is nice and important. and that'll signal to the muscles that it's okay to start to relax, to lengthen, to release. I want you to do 2 more rotations on each side for me. Focusing in, that's perfect. Nice, Tim. Awesome. Good, Janine. Big deep breath in and then towards the ground. Good. Let the elbows lead the direction. It can feel quite funny in that area. We rarely move in those planes, so the body can find it quite challenging to do that. Good. Okay, and then now what we're going to do, we're going to start. I'm going to bring my camera a little lower, so you guys can see me on the floor. How it's going to look to start with today. Move them away. We're going to go arm out to the side, so right arm out to the side, and then we're bringing that leg over for 1, coming back, over for 2. So we're trying to lift that knee and open up through the chest and the shoulder. So arm out to the side straight first, coming across for 1. Good. Keep working through it. We're going to work on each side for roughly 45 seconds. That's it. Keep moving side to side. That's it. Really trying to lift that knee up a little bit. And as that's it. Good. That's it. Keep coming across. Nice. Good. Notice where you're holding tension. Are you holding tension through the lower back? Breathe with the movement. Build into it and just keep working through it. Opening, you can probably feel a little bit of opening through that front hip, that hip as well. Cross and back. Nice. And change sides for me. So left arm out to the side or right, whatever you didn't do. Then up and over. Good. We want to feel that stretch through the chest. So we're dropping that knee up. Trying to come up onto the foot on the other side. Same thing, breathe on with it. Yeah, keep it going. Nice, 10 more seconds, still a couple more. Awesome, and then we're gonna go back to the other side, except instead of the arm out long, we're going to go short, so we're going to hold a 90-degree angle at the elbow, and then it's going to be a little bit more intense through that chest and shoulder. Okay, so we're still doing the same thing, except our arms bent, not straight. Making sure that elbow is still in line with the shoulder, and then coming across. You'll feel more of a stretch here. Moving through it. Breathe with the movement. Work. Keep it going, guys. Couple more on that side. Nice. And change sides. So whatever arm you just did, swap sides, and then go into that other movement. One side might be different to the other. That's okay. Don't judge too much. Just do it. My left side's always tighter than my right. Keep working through it. Good. Increase that range as the body starts to get used to it. 10 more seconds. And nice. So just checking out your screen now. We're still going to be laying flat, but our next exercise, so what we've just done, we've lengthened out through the chest. Now our goal is to strengthen through all of our back and upper back muscles. So how it's going to look is arms are going to shoot down by the side, palms facing down. Forward to the ground will be the easiest bet for you guys so you don't strain too much through the neck. And then all we're going to do is lift those arms up as high as you can. Okay, so we're squeezing through the shoulder blades. You're going to do 10 with the palms face down, 10 with the palms face up, and then shoot the arms out to the side like a bird or a plane, and then 10 like that. So don't rush it. I want you to really focus on the squeeze through the shoulder blades. Pull the shoulders away from your ears. So we tend to always build and focus on squeezing up through our neck. I don't want you to do that. Yep, just keep the forehead on the ground the whole time. Don't necessarily come into a back extension. I just want you to move at the shoulders. Good, keep the forehead on the ground. Good, and just lift the arms up as high as you can. Our goal here is to create as much tension through the muscles in that midsection of your back and around the shoulder blades as we can. Keep it going. Let's work for time instead. Now palms face up. Let's go. We're going to work for 45 seconds here. So I don't care if you get 6 really good reps in or 20 reps. Up to you. But I want you to focus on the squeeze at the top of the movement. Keep it going. Good. Focus on your breath. Squeeze. We should be starting to build up a bit of heat now through those back muscles, through the shoulders. Good. And then arms shoot out to the side. Now you're going to be your best plane or bird you can, and we lift up. Now this one here is easy for you to start to include your traps in your neck. Don't do it. Pull your shoulders down away from your ears. Good. Lift them up as high as you can. Squeeze those muscles. Keep it going. Nearly there. On your next rep, I want you to hold it at the top. So you're squeezing, holding, holding, holding. Keep holding. See how long you can hold. We've got 10. Squeeze harder. 9, 8, 7. Squeeze a little harder. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice work. Coming up, shaking it out. Nice, guys. Good work. Grab yourself a drink if you want one. I'm going to work towards our hips. So find enough space that you can hold a long lunge now. So we're going to be in a nice long lunge. Okay, make sure you got a bit of grip underneath your feet. We're going to go long. So I want you to really create a long lunge, but like a train track setup. So your feet aren't directly behind each other, as in line. I want you to have a little bit of space between them. So you're almost in line with your hips. Good. Now, if you feel like you're at your longest stride or your longest lunge position, go a little longer now. Good. You want it to feel like you're too long. Good. Okay. Then what we're going to do. So notice right now, most of our pelvises are pointing down towards the ground. What I want you to try and do is try and come up a little taller so you're tucking it in. You're almost trying to tuck your bum in. You'll feel that lengthen out through that back hip a little bit more. Now what I want you to do is slowly lower down to the ground, but not quite at the ground, so just off it. Shoot the arms up to the sky. Good. And now we're just going to pulse. Now, throughout this, you're going to want to escape this position because we're going to create a fair bit of tension. We're just pulsing through, keeping that back leg nice and strong. Good. Still tucking that pelvis in. Keep it going. Work through it. Try not to come out of it. Let's go. We've only got about 20 seconds left. Just tiny little pulses. Good. Keep it going. Breathe. 10. Pulse. Now, you're not coming out of this straight away. You're going to shoot the arms forward. We're going to lower down a little bit and then rotate over our front knee. 1, 2, 3. We're only doing 50. Jokes. 10, 4, 5. Feel that heat. You want to be shaking. 6. Try and lift that back knee up if you can. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Right hand come down if the left leg's forward, keeping that long lunge. Reach across the front hand, rotate up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep it going. Nearly there. 6. Build that tension. We want that heat. 7, 8, 9. Woo! Come on up. Nice work. Throw your hands up if you felt that. A little bit of heat, a little bit of fire through the legs. That's what we want. You want that tension, guys. Don't move away from it. When you get it, stay there as much as you can. That's when you know what you're doing is good. Okay, changing positions. Big long stride. Changing legs, should I say. Not positions. Righto, hanging in there. So, first things first. Long lunge. Don't shorten it. Go longer. Train track setup. Pelvis or hips. Tuck them in. Feel that back hip start to stretch. Slowly lower down towards the ground. Let's pulse. Arms shoot up. Good. Hanging in there. The more you can hang in there through this tension, the better results, the better you'll feel after it. Breathe through it. That discomfort won't last long. It'll be over in about 5 seconds after you finish. Keep it going. Keep pushing. You want to find that point of where it starts to challenge you to maintain that same position. Keep it going. Breathe. Little lower, let that back knee. See how low you can get it. Keep it going. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Shoot the arms forward. And rotate. Now we're not just moving our arms here. We're trying to rotate through that midsection of your body. So we're trying to rotate at the trunk. 1, 2, 3. Keep it working. Don't come out of it early. Long lunge. Keep it going. Rotate. Feel that back hip stretch. Nice. Hand down. Reach across. Rotate. 1, 2, 3. 8, 9. Woo! 10. Step out of it. Good work, guys. Shake it out. Well done. Now the hips are ready. Let's see how we can move them. So we're going to set up in all of our favorite positions. The hip 90-90. We are going to do a set on this. So for anyone that hasn't done this before, what we want to make sure is that that front knee is in line with your hip, and then the ankle or the foot is in line with the knee. Then the most important is that back leg. So same thing. Let me do it so I'm side on. My knee is in line with my hip. My foot is in line with my knee. So I'm squared off in both positions. Now, with that, doesn't matter how tall you are right now. Obviously, we want to progress to be able to be nice and tall and square. But today, what I want you to focus on is keeping that knee down to start with, lifting the foot up. 1. If you only move it a centimetre, don't worry about it. If you can't move it at all, don't worry. So actually, all we're trying to do is prime these areas. We're trying to open them up. So lift, good. Lift. If you start to cramp, that's all right. Just shake it out a little bit. Go again. Lift. Put your hand up if you feel like over the last few weeks you're getting better at this. Awesome. Yeah. Good. Lift. Lift. Now for the fun part, we've done the first phase. We go foot, knee, extend, down. Little rotation. Lift. Come back. Knee, foot. Okay. So foot, knee, extend, rotate, lift, come back, knee. Now check in with your position. Are you still square? Are your legs still set up where they need to be? So foot, knee, extend, rotate, feeling all that hip complex start to work. Feel those muscles really start to have to fire up for you to complete these movements. And down. Good. We're going to run through a couple more on here. Lift. Good. They're pretty flowers, Cass. Nice, and back. Good. Okay, coming back. Who found that challenging? Awesome, good. Now we're going to hinge in that same position. We're going to hinge over the front leg. Take a big deep breath in, and then come all the way back up to the top. So we hinge, lift, all the way back up to the top. Hinge, lift, all the way back up. Looking good, guys. Keep going. Good. If you've been doing a lot more running, walking, movement this week, this is going to feel tricky right now, but you're going to thank yourself for doing it tomorrow. Good. Keep it going. One more. Hold it at the bottom and then power back up. Maybe a little bit of a windmill, side to side with the hips. And then we're going to change sides. Nice, guys, really good. So let's ease into it. So getting your position set, making sure that both legs are at 90. The back leg is the one that will try and creep forward a bit with the knee, because it's easier to be in that position. Okay, so keep that back knee in line with the hip. Now let's go, start to prime that hip up. Foot first, lift, keep your knee down. Good. Nice, see how high you can lift that foot. And don't just sort of lift and drop back down. Try and lift it, hold it, and then back down. So you're controlling it, that's it. And then we go foot, knee, extend, rotate, back up, knee first, foot second. Good, nice, Soph. Nice, Janine, good work, Kizza. Foot. I know that just increasing running the last 4 or 5 days, the biggest area that tightens up for me is the hips. So we want to make sure that when we do increase our loading, we continue to mobilize those areas that take more toll than the other areas around you. Okay? That's it. Pushing out. Lift. Good. Go one more of those. See how long you can hold it and how slow you can go. Nice. And then we hinge over that front knee. Big deep breath in. Power back up. Down. Go. Good, guys. Keep it going. Breathing with the movement. Nice, go 2 more. Awesome, once you've done those, up the knees apart, side to side. Okay. What we're going to do now, we're going to go into a push-up position. A little bit of full body stuff here for the next few minutes. So what we're going to do here, we're going to start on either toes or knees for the push-up. I'm going to run you through a set of this, okay? So if you're on your knees, it's going to look like this. You're going to go slow, 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 slow. Ideally full depth. Then you're going to come back up. Downward dog. Push forward. Left knee, left elbow. Right knee, right elbow. Repeat. Push up. Rinse it out. Left knee, left elbow, right knee, right elbow, repeat. We're going to work through this. I want you to just continue to work through it. We're going to work for 3 minutes, okay? If you need to rest, rest. But don't be afraid to hang out in a down dog for 5 to 10 seconds. Rinse out the shoulders. Make this movement feel good. Be in control of the positions. At each end point of each movement, try and stay there for a second. Put it down, up, rest. You might check in with your feet, with your calves in the down dog. You might lengthen it out. Hold at the position of the knee to elbow. Feel the core work. Work. Keep it going. Challenge yourself for when you feel like you want to stop. Do a couple more first before you just give up. Before you just have a rest. Nice. Keep it working. Work. Just under 90 seconds left. Keep it going. Good stuff, guys. Keep working through it. Work. Keep that fire building. Keep it going. Nearly there. Just under 60 seconds. 50 seconds to go. Good. Drive those hips up nice and high. Keep it going. We're going to rinse the wrists out after this. Keep working through it. Nice, slow. Nice, Jack. Nice, so. Good. Nice, Cam. Drive those hips up. "30 seconds to go. Keep it going. Keep working through it. Get one more quality movement in. One more. Nice. Work. Shake it out. Roll the shoulders around. And then what I'm going to get you to do, just to rebound all of that, is to come onto the tops of the hands, lock the elbows out, and try and drive the biceps forward. And you'll get a nice little stretch through the front there. That's it. So you could just hold there like that, or if you want to get a bit more of a rinse, push the top of the hands into the ground and then rotate the arms around. If that's too intense for you, just go one hand at a time. Good. Now just rock back and forth a little bit in that same position. Good. Might be a bit intense on the wrist. Good. Nice. And then just come onto the fingers. So you're on all points of the fingers, just to reset wrists. Nice. And then what we're going to do here, we're going to place the left hand down. We're going to rotate up to the sky, and then we're going to thread the needle through, come through onto the side of the head, and then reach that arm forward. Okay, so we get a bit of a twist. Good. Now just check in with your hips. Don't look, but feel. Are your hips turning a fair bit, or are they square? Try and square them off a little bit, and you'll feel a bit more of a twist through the thoracic or the trunk area. Now also, if your palm is facing up, see if you can push your palm into the ground. Change of the shoulder there. That's it. Probably a bit more intense. Notice if you're still breathing. Good. And then slowly coming out of that, twist all the way to the top again first, and then reset the hand down. Change sides. Go right hand down, left hand, rotate up, thread through. Bring that other hand forward. Square the hips off. Breathe. Make it feel good. Slowly coming back up, twist up to the sky. And then grab your ball or trigger. And we're going to start on our shoulders or our backs. So if you want to just check out sort of my screen and where I want you to place it, we want to try and place it just on the inside of the shoulder blade. And then we're going to come back, lay down onto that position. Make sure it's on the muscle, not the actual blade itself. And to start with, we're just going to be bringing our elbow down to the ground and then extending the arm all the way back up. So take a couple of repetitions or movements to find those points of tension or tightness. And we're just running through, bring the elbow down, reaching up. Lengthening out the muscle, shortening the muscle. Lengthening the muscle, shortening the muscle. Good. Couple more on that movement. And then all we're going to do from that one then is bring the arm forward, bring the arm back, bring the arm forward, bring the arm back. Feeling that change in the muscle length over that ball or whatever object you've got. That little bit of trigger release is no different to you going to see a massage guy and him pushing into those points of discomfort or tightness. Sometimes a little hard to hit the ball, depending on what size it is. I want you to just change the position of the ball a little bit. So you might go down a little bit or inside a little bit more. Just find another area. Still on the same movements. Arm coming around, maybe out to the side, back up and over. That's a big reach. And then let's change sides. So find that point. Ooh, there's a point for me. Good. And now we're reaching up and then driving that elbow into the ground. Good. Nice, guys. Good work. Keep breathing through it. When you find like a really sort of spot, just try and stay in there for a position, like for a few seconds. Good, and now we bring our arm back and forward. Back and forward. Nice, guys. Keep it going. And then you might just move it around the arm. Come across the body, away from the body. Across the body, away from the body. Nice, cool. Shake it out a little bit, reset, and then we're going to place our ball or whatever trick you've got in that small point or small portion or soft portion of the lower back there before you hit your bum. So if you lay back onto it, you'll be able to find when you feel it. And then your first things first is you're going to pull the knee in. Good. So you'll feel it press against that muscle or around those muscles. And then just a slight little crunch as if you're trying to push the ball into the ground. For one, back down. So you're trying to really drive the body against that object. Good. Pushing up, back down. Good. And then all we're going to do is lengthen the leg long, heel to the ground, and then bringing that knee back in and back out. So you should be feeling that same concept, the muscles lengthening and shortening over the trigger, over the object. Good. Forward and backwards. Nice. Good. Then while we're on that side, just move the ball out and go to that top corner shelf of the butt cheek. So if you can see my screen, roughly around there. Okay, you'll know when you find it because it's usually one of the most sensitive spots for a lot of people. And then all I want you to do is once you've found that spot, we're just going to be moving the knee or the leg in a circular motion over that trigger or over that point. Same concept, feeling the muscles lengthen and shorten over something that has to try and release it. If you find a nice tense spot, hang out in there for a bit. Hang out in there for a breath or two. Good. Keep it going. And remove the ball, staying on the same side. I'll move back a bit. You're going to pull the knee in so that the knee's just above the hip, okay? You're going to hold the hands there and then extend the foot up as high as you can. If you can get a shake through that leg, awesome. And then back down, we're going to do 10. So we're trying to stretch out through the hamstrings for 2, 3, 4, good. Really try to push the foot up as high as you can. You want to look for a shake throughout the leg. Good. 8, 9, 10. Awesome, guys. And then change it to the other side. So we'll start on that small portion or soft portion of the back first. Good. Remember, we just pull the knee in first and do like a little crunch up onto it, as if we're trying to push the ball or the object into the ground against the muscle. Relax and do a couple of repetitions. Nice, and then we extend the leg, bring the knee back in. Extend the leg, while still pressing that ball against the ground with that sort of lower back portion. Good, keep it going. Nice, extend. Once you've done a couple, then change the position over to that top corner shelf of the butt cheek, our favorite spot. And then we're just doing revolutions around the hip circles. As I said, if you find a point of tension, try and hang out in there for a bit. Hips around. Nice, and then pulling the knee so it's directly above the hip, and then just extending the leg up to get a nice little stretch through that hemi. Good. Nice. And then you're going to get your ball or whatever object you're using. Good. And you can either do it seated or standing. You can either use, sometimes you can just use your body weight, or just get the ball and rub it along the bottom of the foot, applying pressure through all those tiny little joints and connections in the bottom of the feet. I find sometimes putting your body weight into it can be a little easier. We're just rolling back and forth, letting the toes be limp. Notice if you've got quite a fair bit of sensitivity through your feet when you do this, then it's important that you start to do this every day. A nice one can just be like freezing some water in a Mount Franklin water bottle and then rolling it out at the end of the day can be quite nice at night time. So it's rolling out, changing feet, foot feet. A little bit of pressure on areas that might feel a bit tighter than the others. Nice once you've done that. Finding a position on the ground that you can relax in. If you want to bring the soles of the feet together and let the knees splayed out. Hands on the rib cage. And all I want you to focus on today is a 4-second inhale, a 4-second hold, and a 4-second exhale. Now, sometimes we can just go, oh yeah, sweet, I'm warm, I've done my mobility, I'm not going to do my breath work. This is the most important part. This is the only time throughout, I'd say today, that you'll only focus on your breath. So down we get, hands on the rib cage, close your eyes. Take a big deep breath in. Expand that rib cage as much as you can. Fill the lungs up. Nice. Make it feel good. It's a nice Sunday out there. Big deep breath in. Fill that rib cage up. Feel the abdominal wall expand. The lower abdominals, not the chest, the lower abdominals. I want you to do 2 more of your fullest breath cycles. And on each one, I want you to think about one positive intention you want to take in today. It could be that you're going to be calm, collected, happy, non-reactive. Take one more final big deep breath in. Fill those lungs up so that you can't get any more air in. Hold it for a few seconds and then breathing out. Give yourself a big cheesy smile as if it feels really weird. Give yourself a high five. Well done, team. Happy Sunday. Woo, woo, woo. Woo, woo.
Thanks, Adrian.